Good morning, everybody. It's a Wednesday morning. I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate the support. Looks a little shaded there, so I'll be in the sun here in a second. I got a little off track last week because, as happens from time to time, life's events interfere with the things that we really want to do. So my training, I did a lot of exercise last week, but I didn't have a slot of time where I could take 3 to 4 hours to go hiking. About midweek, then I had ordered a new shed for the backyard, and she had somebody there doing work anyways, and I didn't have the proper tools to actually anchor down for the hurricane straps, and he gave a good price to put the whole thing together. But once he looked through the instructions, he figured it was beyond his capabilities. So all the stuff was out of the shed in the backyard, and so the only way to get it back in the shed was to build the shed. So I ended up doing that over on Wednesday, and then I finished the doors on Thursday because I wanted to do those properly. You always have a little difficulty getting those hanging just right. The thing I wanted to mention about building the shed is that it's a good indication of how in everyday life we don't use the same muscles as we do always. I was doing a lot of screwing, so my forearms got tight, my legs got a little cramped because I was carrying heavy loads up and down the ladder to work on the roof. And I'm the type of guy that would rather make 1 or 2 heavy load trips than 10 light trips. You've seen the commercial where a guy's standing at a minivan full of grocery bags. He does everything he can to get them all in one trip. That's me. So I felt it a little bit over in my legs, especially going up and down the ladder with those loads, and in my forearms. So it's a good indication of, unless we train the muscles that we're going to use to perform the activity that we're going to, you're going to feel pain in that. So for those of you that have the opportunity to train before you're hitting the trail, do as much as you possibly can. I had a comment from Particularity on the eccentric training video that I put out discussing that. She actually requested or said she would like to see some of the training that I do as far as eccentric training, and I responded to her, until I get a tripod and I can actually put the camera out so you can actually see what I'm doing, that will have to wait. But I will show you the area again that I do it, and so you can get a general idea of what I am doing as I explain it. So I mentioned to her that part of what I do are step ups, step downs for the eccentric side of the training, and step ups for the concentric side of the training. We all remember the videos of step aerobics. Just imagine stepping up and down across these. The down-centric side would do the eccentric training where the muscle is lengthened. And I have 3 different levels here that I can challenge myself on. And I also go front to back and side to side when I do that. And I even have additional benches over there that are a little bit higher, or even a park bench here that I can use to challenge myself. On the far side there, you can see there's a series of steps that go up higher too, so I can walk backwards on those and actually get some work as well. So I mentioned last week that I didn't get them as much training with the backpack as I intended or wanted to. I was able to take my licensing exam on Monday, which on Tuesday I had a final exam, Wednesday I had a final exam, and Thursday I would have another final exam. But I find out on Tuesday when I get there, professor calls me, and one other student that had taken the exam and said, since you passed the exam, the licensing exam, you no longer have to take the final exam. Contacting the other two professors right away, and they had the same policy. So that freed up some of my time for the rest of the week. That's why I'm out here today. And for the next 2 months, because we're about 2 months out, I will be able to concentrate a lot on training. And I'm going to utilize that as much as I can. So I'll make up the difference. So I think I found another area that I can do some eccentric training. It's a closer bridge, closer to the Wainwright Park. But you can see how steep it is going down. And I can, once I get a tripod, I will demonstrate how I do that. So you can see here on the beach we got some seagulls warming themselves in the morning sun. But you also have some vultures coming down here. You can see some of them have their wings out, absorbing as much sun and heat as possible, especially over on the point there. This is the other area that I do some eccentric training on. I will walk backwards, up and down this, diagonally across it, as early riser 7-1 suggested. He called it that he gets sadistic in his training methods, and I prefer to call it challenge myself on that. Besides going backwards and diagonal on this, I will also do sidestepping on this, coming down the side at different angles and diagonal to train my lateral muscles as well as my muscles going up and down the direction as well. The more I can train now, the better. The good thing about the areas that I've shown you is that they're a good distance apart. So if I train in one area until I'm fatigued, and then I walk it out a little bit, I get to this location and I can do some more training, and then on the way back I can also do the same thing, give my muscles some time to recover between the activities, but still keep them warm and active during that time. So this is the third place that I train. The one I didn't show you is just stairs. Anywhere I can find a flight of stairs and work forward and backwards on those, even sidestepping on those at varied depths. 1 stair, 2 stairs at a time will help my training methods as well. So I'm on the last leg, headed home now from the training. I'll get 12 miles in today. I have to be honest, I'm feeling it a little bit after time off and not exercising or training with the pack on. I got up over the bridge and was about the 5-mile mark, and I told myself, oh, let's go for 14 miles today, see how that feels. Always want to challenge myself. I got into about 5.5 miles, and I felt a little tenderness on the top of my foot. I noticed a little bit coming down the bridge, but then once I got to that 5.5 mile mark, it started being more irritating. So not wanting to do less than I've done before, I said I'm going to turn around at the 6-mile point and at least get 12 miles in for the day. Everything else feels good. When I get home, I'll check that out to see exactly what it is. I'll always put some ice on it. Ice cures all, so I will do that and verify that. I had one passerby ask me why I wasn't using trekking poles. It would be better for my knees, and that's exactly why. I want to toughen my knees up. I'm here, I'm on flat surfaces, low ground, everything's pretty even. And so I want to get my joints, my ligaments, and stabilizing muscles used to the walking, the weight of the pack, so that when I get on the trail it won't be so bad. Another thing I'm doing is I've always walked around barefoot a lot, but I'm walking on the concrete surface now, and the coral tile surfaces, kind of toughen up my feet, get a little more calluses on them. The tougher they are, the more likely or less likely I am to get blisters. So I'm looking forward to do that. And I'm looking forward to doing some more training. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. I appreciate everybody watching, and thank you for subscribing. This is an update to yesterday's training session. At the end of my tape, I had mentioned that I felt a little tenderness on the top of my toe, and I would look at it once I got home. When I got home, I looked at it. I did have a hot spot right at the base of my toe, right towards the foot on the top side. And so I'm very fortunate that I didn't blister up, that I didn't continue on like like I considered going 14, 15 miles yesterday, and I turned around about the 12-mile mark in order to alleviate any complications with that, because I felt it coming on, and I should have really actually stopped right there, take a look at it, get some tape or something across it to really prevent any blisters from occurring. So I was lucky, and that was the case. So this morning, before heading out, I did put some Luku tape across that area. It was still kind of tender, but it wasn't red anymore. But I wanted to ensure that I didn't develop any blisters there, so I did put some Luku tape across there to make sure that that wouldn't happen. It goes, another point to prove is that I've been wearing the same boots for the last month while I'm doing the training. The thing different yesterday was some of the activities I did. So you have to go through different activities to learn, not only for your body, because your body adapts to doing the same routine all the time, but to get you to understand how your gear is going to affect you as well. If you understand that and you're on the trail and you know you're on for a day of downhill descents the whole time, and the top of your foot gets tender or blisters or has a tendency to get blisters on it, be proactive in that and put some tape across those areas that are of most concern, and that way you can alleviate that and save yourself from heartache while you're on the trail. So I want everybody to know that, to know it's important to test all aspects of your gears, to stress your body in different ways, stress your gear in different ways, so that you're not surprised, or you can adapt to it quickly and make those changes on the trail to prevent yourself any injury or pain while you're on the trail. Thank you. To finish it all off, sign off with pack 'em up, move 'em out.